Welcome to the James Fickle Show. Here is your host, James Fickle.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Whatever the heck time it is, I really don't care. But what I do care is that you're listening to my show. Are you really listening to my messages, or are you just hearing them? Do you listen to what I say, or are you just hearing it? Is it only going in one ear and out the other? Are you listening to what I'm saying? Are you listening to every message? I preached 2 messages so far. My show has had 2 messages. And can anybody tell me what those messages were about? Were you listening to what I was saying in the messages? My first message was about everything's going to be okay. Don't worry. Don't doubt. It's all going to work out. And my second message was about not letting others break you, letting them help to make you. But were you listening to my messages, or were you just hearing them? I got a little saying, and it goes like this. Hearing is easy, but listening takes skill. My message today is about listening. Hearing and listening. The difference between hearing and listening. Because there's a big difference between hearing and listening. Even if you don't realize it, it's a big, big difference. Because hearing is something you just naturally do. But listening takes concentration, it takes patience, it takes skill. Listening is a choice. It's something you choose to do. Because you can hear everything, but you don't always have to listen to it. We don't have to listen. But we do hear. And it's like my scripture. This is going to be my scripture of the day. It's James chapter 1 verse 22. And it goes like this. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. That's the scripture of the day to go along with this message. And let me tell you how I'm putting it in this message. How it's going in this message is that by the difference between hearing and listening is you hear things, but if you listen, and if you choose to listen, when you listen follows action. So if you listen, you're more likely to do what you listen to. Now, by that scripture saying, be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. That means that by not doing what you're hearing is deceiving yourself. It's being unfair to yourself. You're not being fair to yourself when you're just hearing and not doing. Because with doing comes rewards and blessings for what you do. So by listening, you can be rewarded greatly. Listening, whether it's listening to your elders, your parents, anybody, your boss, the person of authority, whether it's listening to him or her, whoever it is, your mom, your grandma, etc., whoever you're listening to. But most importantly, whether it's listening to God or not. Because listening to God is one of the biggest choices you make in your life, is whether you listen to Him or not, whether you follow His path or not. So I'm going to ask you again before I sign off. Are you listening? Are you hearing, or are you listening? Are you listening, or are you just hearing? I'm James Fickle, and this is the James Fickle Show. God bless you all.
You've just listened to The James Fickle Show.